What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I got Corey, my wife, over here. If this big meathead would let me get in frame a little bit. What, you want to give me your paw? He gets on camera and he's like, hey, hug me, give me your paw. You can't see it, but he's pawing at me.
I feel left out over here.
You're the third wheel.
I feel like the third wheel. I'm always third wheeling with you guys.
Since we had Carrot, what, do you want to, fine. Just give me a second. Give me a hug.
These two hug it out.
Thank you.
Can I just get in on it? Can I just take some of this? This giant meathead between us.
We might just have to cancel this video and just have a hug sesh.
I actually like the sounds of that. I think he does too. Aww.
Dude, can we just please start this video?
Can you guys like see him? He like leans into Jason. He doesn't just like hug. He hugs like a human, where he like.
He pulls you in.
He nuggles into you.
He pulls you in.
He finds the crevices and he nuggles in.
I wanted to do a video just to educate you guys on why you can't feed your Cane Corso a raw diet. Comment down below and let me know if any of you guys watching this right now are raw feeders, or if you've considered raw feeding but you haven't made the jump yet. Why haven't you made the jump yet? We personally wish we would have started our Cane Corso on a raw diet like the moment we had him at 7.5 weeks old. And he was what, 8 months old?
Yeah.
So we went through months and months and months of poop on the walls.
Oh yeah.
Vomit everywhere.
Lots of diarrhea.
Lots of diarrhea.
Lots of antibiotics.
Lots of antibiotics.
We didn't know why.
And dude, why are you trying? Okay, I'm not the. No, it's the cuddle session's done, bro. The cuddle session's done. And part of the reason we didn't hop on raw right away is because there's just so much information out there, and it's kind of intimidating. There's all these like militant Facebook groups, and some are great, and then some are just trash, saying if you feed this to your dog, you're gonna kill it, or you can only feed the prey model, or you can only feed the barf model. There's no one right diet for the dog. It comes out to be what works out best for Bruce Wayne is the Franken prey model, which is basically the prey model, and we just pick and choose from animals.
But let's be honest, getting a puppy, there's already so much through the puppy phase to like learn and adapt to if you haven't had a puppy in a while, which usually you don't have a puppy like every year. So there's already so much going on. I think that was kind of another reason we didn't start right away.
Trying to balance life on like trying to take care of the dog and everything else. Will and myself actually have a raw feeding course that we put together to help educate you guys on a raw diet. We wanted to make it easier for you guys, because I'm always getting all these DMs from people saying, I want to start a raw diet, but I don't know where to start, and I read this and it contradicts that, and it can be overwhelming. So we simplified it. We made a great course. Link in the description. Save 10% if you use code Jason. Let's get right into the video. Hopefully we can keep Bruce Wayne. He's a little pumped up. He hasn't done a video in a week. So these are in no particular order. And number one is, if all you think you have to do is just throw your dog some chicken and you're good to go. You're gonna create massive nutrient deficiencies in your dog. And they're gonna end up getting very sick. They are going to be malnourished. They're not getting all the nutrients that they need. We follow an 80-10-10 diet, 80% lean muscle meat, 10% bone, 10% organ. That's what we do with this big guy. It's not the only way to feed raw, but it works for him. My number 2 reason is because you haven't subscribed to the channel, smash that like button, ring my ding-a-ling so you miss any of the newest videos on Cane Corsos or Bruce Wayne. Number 3. You simply can't afford to feed raw, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's expensive.
It's very expensive.
And when you have a dog that's 155 pounds, it's really expensive. I actually have videos up on the cost of feeding Cane Corsos. I have a video up on kibble versus raw feeding costs, breaking it down through feeding raw through the grocery store, through a farmer, through co-ops, through pre-made raw. So check that out if you're interested in cost of feeding. But that's a massive thing. It's expensive to feed him. He eats upwards of 5 pounds a day.
And we only have one dog. A lot of people have 2, 3, 5 dogs, and so you have to think about the cost of it versus, you know, you can't break the bank where if something happens to your dog, you then can't afford to take it to the vet.
And take care of him.
Right.
I broke it down, and I'm like, do you know how much it will cost us per year to own a second Cane Corso? There's no way I can swing that. It's expensive. We spend $300-400 a month on his food.
At least, sometimes more.
Sometimes more. Depends what we get him, where we get it.
Yep.
Add that up times 2. That's a lot of money. And like I said, the bigger the dog, the more meat and raw food he needs, meaning the higher the cost. The different kind of meat you get is going to be different costs. The higher quality the meat, the more it's going to cost you. Like we at first started with a co-op until I found out that they had 3D, 4D meat, which is meat coming from a dead or dying animal.
Yeah, that was freaky.
I don't want to feed my dog a diseased animal. Do you?
No. When you think about when humans eat meat, we cook it. So even if there is some bacteria and things like that there, we're cooking it away, hopefully. You don't have that luxury with your dog eating raw meat, so you want to feed the high quality stuff.
Yep. So yeah, once we found out that it was like 3D, 4 meat, we stopped right away.
Ugh.
Luckily, we have a farmer where we can get organic meat from, grass-fed, grass-finished. The difference in him between... Okay, when we went to Raw, we first went grocery store.
Yep.
Massive change in the dog. He seemed happier. It was weird. Remember?
Yeah.
I'm like, does the dog seem happier?
Yeah, like he enjoyed it more. Just his quality of life.
His quality of life, he's like, my life is great.
Yeah.
His coat got super shiny. He stopped shedding. Unfortunately, it's shedding season now, and he's shedding all over the two of us. And then, you know, we went to the co-op, and his coat stayed the same. But then we went to the organic grass-fed, grass-finished, and next level. Next levels above what the grocery store was. Luckily enough, our farmer gives us a great deal because we can't afford to feed organic to our dog.
And I wouldn't believe it either if I was on the other side not doing raw feeding, but I swear to you guys, it literally makes all the difference if he's on that higher quality, fresh off the farm meat versus anything else. We automatically see the difference in him. So it's important to us doing the raw feeding to get him the highest quality food possible.
Number 4, you simply don't have time for raw.
This is a biggie.
It's time consuming.
So time consuming.
Think about it. If you cook yourself a home cooked healthy meal versus going to the drive-thru at Wendy's, way quicker, way more time saved going to Wendy's versus cooking at home. It's the same for raw and kibble.
Yep. We're not just taking a scoop of kibble every day, that just same task. You don't even have to think twice about pouring it in a bowl.
No time.
With this guy, we have to think about having the right food thawed for him. If we have frozen food, we have to think ahead of time with it. Then we have to actually prep it. You're not talking about just giving him one thing. We're giving him multiple things, as Jason said, to meet that composition of his needs. And it's
communication between us if you're a couple.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Big
Kara,
time.
he had liver this morning. Don't give him any liver tonight. Give him kidney tonight. Did
he have bone? Did he skip his organs?
Yes. Like, so
how's his poop looking? That can dictate what you feed him that night. It's so variable, and so it's very, very time consuming. Every time we feed him, we almost have to have like a little powwow about what's going to go down. Like I can't feed him without talking to Jason to know what the dealio is.
Yeah, what I feel he needs, because I'm always out back with him, so I see his poops. I actually checked his poop today, and they were looking pretty good back there.
Good deal, buddy. Good job on those poops. And can you talk about the cleanup too? Because it's not just scooping the kibble and walking away.
Which is more time.
It's the cleanup of everything you've done in the kitchen.
Clean his paws if he walked in it.
Clean his face. You don't want to be smooching your puppy dog after they eat.
Because it gets under these meat flaps, all that like meat juice.
And Bruce will slip you the tongue after he eats.
All right, Bruce Wayne decided to stand up for this one.
I'd like to say if you're vegetarian, this diet probably isn't meant for you. But
depends.
But number 5 is if you don't like touching meat, and this is honestly a really good point, because when we switched over to more of the farm foods, there was a lot of meat I wasn't comfortable touching. I myself just wasn't used to touching these meats and cutting them up and knowing what was what. And there was a period of time that I was like
it was all me.
It had to be him. There are certain things, to this day I still won't touch a bunny. I am not cutting up a bunny. I can't do it.
I'll do it. But Bruce doesn't like raw bunny because it's slimy. He doesn't like slimy meats.
It's real lean though, too.
It's very lean. If you want to know how to get your picky dog to eat raw, check out my last video. Cane Corso stopped eating.
Oh, that one.
And number 6, my last, why you can't feed raw is because, remember, I'm not a vet, but I also understand that a lot of vets aren't trained in nutrition. And guess what? Pretty much most vets that I've been in contact with and from the community, from you guys, they're against raw.
Yeah, it's not recognized as a gold standard to them. So if it's not, it's
I like
just
that.
not what they preach.
I like that gold standard.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's the gold standard, so we feed him a gold standard diet.
Yes. I get that side of things, being from a science background, working in the health field. Like, you just don't, if that's not what your accredited organization has said is the gold standard, then they just can't, they just don't promote it. So, we had the conversation very openly when we switched Bruce over to raw, and, they were pretty good about it, honestly.
They're good, but they're like, we don't agree with it.
Right, but we were firm in the fact that this is what we were doing
Yep.
and the why. And so you'd have to be very firm, and you also have to know the science behind it. You guys have to know that, Jason did months and months and months of research
Before we got him.
to understand this diet. He knew he was going to want to do raw feeding with our next dog. So Jason did a lot of research. Jason had a really good understanding of the what and the why, and wasn't going to be told differently when we went into the vet. So you just have to be someone who is a bit more firm and alpha, not easily kind of pushed over by what society tells you to do, and be okay with kind of also not being defensive about it, but just educating on this is what you're choosing to do, and making sure that your vet is still the right fit for you, I would say.
Yep, you really got to do what you feel is best for you and your dog.
If you can't do that, then don't do raw, because literally then every time you're going to go to the vet and your dog has an issue, they will immediately blame the raw diet, and you're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I'm sure to a lot of people that can get really disheartening.
Yeah.
You're trying to feed your dog and give your dog the best life they could possibly have, live as long as they possibly can. Obviously diet is a huge part of lifespan. Yeah. I've had plenty of dogs on kibble guys that live to be 14 years, 13 years. Yeah. But also on that note, the standards have changed. They've started to, as time goes on, quality gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
The past 2 years, all these scary dog food recalls.
All those recalls.
Dogs dying from kibble.
Super scary.
A lot of them are all manufactured in the same facility, so if one gets contaminated, they're all contaminated, and that's why you see so many all get recalled all at once. If you can't go against your vet's advice with that, then raw is probably not for you, because you'd probably get a little bit too scared with what they would tell you and not really feel comfortable enough to do it. All right, guys, I hope this video helped you out if you're considering raw. Just gave you a few things to think about, some, I guess you can call them downfalls of raw feeding.
Yeah.
I like prepping his food.
Right.
I feel like it bonds us a little bit more. He usually sits there and watches me cook his food, and I just feel like
there's a respect.
Yes, he's like he can see me preparing his food. He's like, he's taking care of me.
Whoever
so I'm gonna
feeds
love him.
Is who he then follows around
the rest of the night
and looks to for leadership and direction and cuddles.
Yes. Yes, it's very funny. So comment down below, guys, like I asked, if you guys are raw feeders or if you're considering it. Do all the things on the way out.
I think we have to go feed Bruce Wayne some raw meats now. He's like, all this raw meat talk is getting me hungry.
And until next time, peace.